time, right?
Hey, Shay. How do you feel being the last one standing after all this time?
It actually kind of feels good.
How does it feel not to have to wake up in the morning thinking about what somebody's trying to do to your family or to your job or to convince you that you shouldn't be on the internet? Doesn't it feel good for a change to just be able to wake up and say, I'm good?
Oh, yeah. It feels excellent.
So why is it that Jeffrey could not do that? He had to keep going and dropping everybody's docs at what we all knew was the end of the drama, the end of the malicious behavior. Everybody stopped, except for him.
He's trying in his own way he's trying in his own sick-ass way to keep drama alive. But you want to hear the funniest part of that stupid video he did? Which was the final video of his I ever saw, because at that point, I unsubbed to him. When I saw that, it's like, even that was boring. I mean, I could snore through one of his videos.
I think you were right about what you said earlier about him trying to burn his channel. Like, he wanted us to remove it for him.
Yeah, he wanted his channel burned.
I mean, who does videos like that unless they just want to be forgotten about or removed? Because I knew for a fact back in the day that if I had my channel removed by those guys,
Well, put it this way,
that they would be satisfied, and if
only the best of the best, only the best of the best got their channels removed.
Exactly.
And we got our channels removed big time, more than once. So what does that tell you?
Says quite a bit, doesn't it?
Not only did they not want to hear, not only did they not like to hear what we had to say, but they wanted to shut us up. But it never worked.
No, it actually didn't.
Never worked.
I think that was the problem with people like Cameo and Kid Blood 1, is that they always preached to the rest of the community about how bad other people were and about how abused that they were, but yet they were the ones that were involved with a lot of the bad behavior back in 2009, but they were never acknowledged for it, nor did they admit that they were involved with it. And let me tell you this. Back in the egg days when it was really, really bad,
yeah,
Kid Blood 1 used to jump all over me. Nobody ever called him out on that for being some sort of a troll, but I always knew
it. Now he's supposed to be something special, huh?
I guess that's the way it works here on YouTube. I mean, what else can you get from it? Because like Carter Kardashian and Kid Blood 1 and then Wobblehead, these were like three of the worst people on YouTube for continuously trolling accounts and just saying the nastiest shit to other troll accounts. And they come up years later all squeaky clean talking to us like we're the bad guys. I never went to Kid Blood 1. I never even knew who Carter Kardashian was. All he had for years was an icon. And he would say he'd say nasty things about my family. That was it. I didn't go to them, they came to me. But I was the bad guy after years and years of terrible, terrible comments from them. Video after video.
I remember everything.
So,
I remember all of it. I mean, you know what? I remember even when we had our TORP team, when it was me and you and Jen, even Robbie was in there, and Cameo. And shit, Cameo sat right there in our group call and betrayed us.
I kind of had a feeling.
He recorded the conversation and put it up on a soft channel, sent it over to Mac Mamas in order to tear Mac and I apart. Which was absolutely crazy. I gotta give it to her, boy. She was a good double agent, wasn't she?
She double agented my ass, I know that much.
Well, exactly. She kind of screwed all of us.
Now that you look back at it, though, you can't be mad at him for doing it, but you gotta feel sorry for him for helping destroy what was once a great place to be. Because I used to look forward to seeing the homepage just full.
He just made a lot of friendships that day.
God. But do you remember what it used to be like to come up to...
Jen told her off in a steady, very angry voice for 15 solid minutes.
Do you remember?
I could have captured Jen's speech to her on video. That was awesome.
do you remember, though, do you remember what it used to be like to wake up in the morning before you went to work, or to simply just have a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever day you had off, and you literally couldn't wait? It was like something you looked forward to come home and see your homepage. Shay this, TORP that, Cameo this, Kid Blood 1 that, Riley this, Joe Cool that, and you watched them thoroughly all the way through, looked at all the comments and the ratings, and you just had a blast.
I know.
It used to be better than TV, reality TV or scripted TV, and because you were involved with it, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It actually carried you through some days. It did. You like, I can't wait to get home. I'm so jazzed. I hope my batteries are charged. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. And that's the way it was. It really was. And then after people, I guess, got really disgusted like we did and prayed it would end, because of the people that couldn't handle being bottom feeders, decided, I'm just going to drop your docs. I cannot handle YouTube. I cannot handle this community. I'll never stack up, so I'm just going to drop everybody doc. I'm just going to drop docs.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop your docs. I'm going to threaten you. I'm going to drop it. That's it. That's all I can do. So that's what. And then they destroyed it. There
were so many talk accounts doing that shit, and I think we kind of know by now who most of those were.
Yeah, I think we do now, because most of those people have moved on to their, and I'm going to say this, I no longer give a fuck about what it sounds like, but they moved on to their 4 views a video, and I mean 4 views in a week.
Yeah.
Which means we were right and they were wrong.
Some of them, and that's the whole thing, too. I remember we were caught up in all that drama, and we literally had separate channels for different things. We had, like, 4 of them each for all the drama, and then we had other channels to do the content we like to do aside from that. We really did, and that was cool, if you recall.
On that, I think...
we had channels we did rants on and everything else.
It amazes me now that everybody got what they wanted, as we said, and once they got what they wanted, you have to wonder, are they really happy with what they got?
Well, the thing I find that's really funny, too, is how many of them settled in to doing the venue you and I once had. Like, we had our venue together, we had separate venues. It's funny how they just kind of latched onto those venues, and they're trying to do them now. And it's, I don't know, I guess it's just not as interesting. It can't be the original,
No, we'll never be. I hate to say it, but we'll never get it back. It will never, ever. It sucks, yeah, it'll never come back, but... Torpinosaur, tell you the channel, my main channel, the main channel I have.
You know what? Don't wait. There is even more.
Wait a minute. You know that main channel that I have?
Yeah.
Do you know why I did that?
Why?
I told it to you in a PM months ago. I wouldn't expect you to remember this. That I actually used a real video from somebody else. All those views are real. As you can see, it's got thousands and thousands of comments.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that I did that. I found somebody that made a really great video about AR-15.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome. I looked at that thing over and over again, couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I thought, this is shock value at its best, plus it's true. But this guy, I still have him in my favorites. Nobody else can see him on that channel. He titled it completely wrong. I couldn't believe what a major fail that title was. So I thought, I'll title it correctly. Those views are 100% on the money. The comments, if you look at the comments, you'll see them for yourself. Those are all real. The reason I did that was because I knew once it exploded, and that eventually it would, which it has. It's almost 300,000 views now.
Wow.
If anybody ever fucked with my family again, I was going to go ahead and put docs of the people that attacked me into the content of that video, so that everybody that's hating on the guy that's in that video, which there are a lot of them hating on him, would now have the phone number and the name of the people that have been hating on me, which are hundreds of thousands.
That's a good idea.
Well, that's why I did it. I wasn't doing it to get recognition. That guy that's walking, has got his wife behind him. You know, there's only 2 videos up on the Torpedo Sortelli.
I know.
I finally figured out a way to keep these guys at bay. If they really want to be recognized for being total douchebags, I thought, well, go ahead. But I'm going to drop anything I can find on them. If they ever attack me again, I'm going to throw them into that video so that all the people that see that video from here on out will always be able to find their phone number, their address, and their full legal name as the people that viciously attacked my family. And that's not somewhere they want to go.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
That's just my shield, man. That's all that is. That video is my shield. I told you about this in a PM months ago. I can't fight back with my words to protect my family online. So I thought, you know what? There's got to be a better way. And I found it. Nobody wants their name and address. Nobody wants me to send links or share links or click links into those videos. Because I can easily put their videos and their channels on Torpedo Sortelli on that main video. And send all these people that are hating on that guy walking in that video straight to their video with their full legal name and their phone numbers. I had to say it at some point. Enough is enough, and this is and that was the only way to fight back. They don't like the law. They're not afraid of the law. They're not afraid of the FBI. Fine, we all get that. It's a big joke, but I figured, okay, how about this? How about I send hundreds of thousands of people over to your channel? But while doing that, give them your full docs.
That's the way to do it. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Right now it's innocent. Go look at the videos. There's nothing up there. The links go back.
I gotta say, you know what? We've always been the king and queen of drama, period.
Right.
These people don't know. What was really funny, we had so much going on as far as drama in this community. We had our own venues separately and together. And what these people didn't know, we were in other communities having drama over there. Nobody knew that.
Exactly. It's more than true. It's a damn real. It's the reality of YouTube is what it is.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sitting here trying to gloat, but I think it is time to gloat a little bit. We won.
We won.
We won.
Oh, yeah.
We absolutely won. People can say and do whatever they want in the videos, which we all know is science fiction. You can get Craig up there drunk and saying, oh, this and that, whatever, torpy. It's irrelevant now. All that stuff.
You know, nobody ever said this, but you know the biggest war we ever had was with Tracy and Mike, and we won that.
We won that one in spades.
And you know why we won that one in spades? Because they put everything they had, and believe me, they had skills. I mean, there was very few matches to the skills those fuckers had. They had skills, but they could not get us, and they finally closed down and walked away.
You know what, Shay? I have to admit.
We successfully pulled them away from their own venues for almost 2 fucking years, and they finally walked away. They just walked away. One day we just never heard from them again.
There's a lot to be said for what you're saying right there. There really is. How many people have we stopped?
You can get out of the drama when you're in it like that. I mean, they started it with us.
But how many people have we... That's a good point.
You know, and Robbie started it with them, but the whole point is, they, no matter what they did, no matter how hard they hit us, we hit them harder, and they finally just walked away back to whatever they're doing.
I never thought about it that way. Honestly, we have taken out quite a few people that were totally malicious.
If you think about it, why did they disappear?
Simple. They knew that we weren't going to stop.
That's right.
And we still haven't stopped.
They did, and they did plenty. I mean, those fuckers built websites.
I'll never forget that.
They had websites.
How desperate can you be when you have to build a website?
And like, who but the YouTube community we're in is really going to look at that shit? Now, come on.
Man, it just takes me back. It really does. To think about all the
and You know, I remember when you put up the 4-hour video, there was one where you were playing Mike's video and you were, like, responding to him. And then you were talking about the song that was in the video.
Oh, my God.
It's called Bustin' Rounds.
I can't help myself to think.
I had to Shazam it. I didn't know what it was either.
I still can't believe that it happened.
I know.
That it happened. I mean, sometimes I look back at the last 4 or 5 years and it's like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you
Look
can't.
at all the work they put into those videos they edited. I mean, someone told us that Tracy kind of did that for a living for some company she worked for.
I remember that, yeah.
And she put all those skills into a fight on YouTube with us. I mean,
we must have been we must have been some threat.
I know, I'll tell you this. She worked a lot harder with us than she ever did at her real job.
You know what? I think that's probably what happened. Her husband probably finally told her, "Honey, you gotta go back to work."
Yeah, probably. But you want to hear something? Actually, it was Tracy and Mike. They're the ones that started, like, the out-of-video threats and stuff like that. If you recall, we had Princess in there, too. I'm not going to say her real name just because this community still sucks, but we had her in there, too. And at this point, nobody knows who she is, so I'm going to call her Princess.
Yeah.
I sent social services over to her fucking house. You remember that?
No, I remember that.
He did it to her twice.
Why the hell would you do that?
Because, well, not only that, he found out where she lived and drove by her house and was sitting outside her house. That's when she bailed. It's like, if you think about it, they're the ones that started the off YouTube threat. Not me and you, not anybody else, but it was Tracy and Mike. If you recall, and then Tracy put up a picture of Robbie's kids or his girls or something.
Yeah, I remember when he found out. I remember when he found out about that and he played it off.
Yeah.
I do. I remember
And
that.
he was all flipping out, and it's like, yeah, right.
I tell you.
Meanwhile, Cameo's uploading videos of her family, so hoping people would mock them up and then crying about it before it ever happened.
I have to admit, Cameo was pretty transparent.
I know. And then she goes, okay, I gotta say this. I remember when there were certain things that we did, and I remember one day you said, all right, for the next 3 days, no drama videos, guys. Just do regular content for now. Let's private our drama videos and only leave up regular content. Cameo privated everything. Then she came on Skype whining and crying, you can't tell me what to do. You told me to private everything, so I privated my own thing.
I remember that. I remember that. You are so right. I absolutely remember that. Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what else to say other than the fact that we survived all this. We survived more than this. We survived so many things, and they said we never would.
Not only did we survive, we never lost our real life.
Exactly.
We've always had our real life and stuff, like productive ones.
Now that it's over, I see that we have nothing left on YouTube whatsoever. But
whether Robbie's book will ever come out.
I think it did come out, actually. They call it a coupon savers. He wrote a.
Oh God.
You can get 10% off a Raisin Bran cereal by reading his book. I tell you.
Right.
Well, shoot. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? How could you take the guy serious ever? Never. You could never take him serious. And he was behind most of it.
Was good at stirring shit up.
Boy, did he stir shit up.
He really did.
He was as bad. I think he was as bad as COO at that time.
He was really bad, considering we made a video. We thought, well, let's just do a video telling everybody, don't worry, be happy, blah, blah, blah. And he was beaten up on a toy car. We didn't realize, what's the big deal? So he's got a hammer over a car. We didn't realize he was doing that as a direct threat.
Actually, I thought what he was doing with the car, now that it's finally way over, I really believe that he crushed that toy car with that hammer in a statement to say, it's over. The fight is over.
That's what he wanted us to believe, because at the same time he did that, he turned around and gave Cameo a video, because he goes, yeah, you should keep doing videos about the eBay boycott. Here, put this one up. It's public domain now, and it belonged to Tracy.
Yeah, well, I honestly believe that Robbie always told me that Mike was, or that I was jealous of Mike.
Nah, never.
Well, here's the thing. Why would Robbie attack me so viciously if he hadn't been jealous of me?
Well, that's true. That's very true. But my question always was this, and nobody could ever answer this question for me. I would say, what reason does TORP have to be jealous of Mike? TORP's not even into building model cars. So, what's there to be jealous of?
Well, they said something about me being jealous that he was funny about the eBay boycott. But I seem to recall...
Trying to be funny.
But here's the thing. The eBay boycott, I made funny. He wasn't funny. He was humorous. I was funny. I was slapstick. And there was enough room for both of us to be there. But, you know, the Wiz Lives, of course...
It had to become a competition for him.
Right. Well, no, actually, the Wiz Lives is the one that did that. The Wiz Lives made that a competition. That was him. And I hate to say this, but Linda Lee. Linda Lee also was on Mike's side at that time. That was so long ago, it's irrelevant today, but those are the facts. It was a long time ago.
I remember.
She was in there, and she said I was jealous of Mike because he was funny, and I thought, so there's only enough room for one funny guy. And then Mike
was on Mike's side because Wiz Liz was on. I mean, she was with Wiz at the time.
Boy, they were friends forever.
I know, and then he burned her, and it's like, wow, that's, you know, you could throw away a friendship that was that long of a term over a comment. She came to your video and said, great video, TORP, because she had put the drama behind her, and Wiz comes out calling her all these names, saying all this personal shit that nobody knew, that she confided in him. It's like, wow, some friends you are.
Well, you know, you gotta admit, these people never, ever, ever knew what was going on. They couldn't have, because they never had the right comment. It was always confusing. What are you talking? I'd be like, what are you talking about? Well, I didn't say that to you. And they'd be like, yeah, you did. They were listening to troll accounts and feeding off of troll accounts in order to get upset.
I know.
Yeah, but the problem was is that we grew. And like with COO, we knew who he was. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Him and Kid Blood One.
The funniest thing ever is when we took all their channels down in one shot.
It had to be, well, yeah, it had to be done. Just to show a little emphasis on what we knew about the website. Because, you know, if people...
That was funny.
Right, that was funny. Because I thought, you know what? You guys want to keep on talking smack, shut up. You say it's a fair playing ground, and we can all do what we want, and anything goes, fine, we're going to shut you up. And that's what we did. We shut them up.
I think what it was we flagged Tracy because Tracy copied one of your videos. She put it up on her channel. We flagged her for that. She lost her channel, and it was a chain reaction. Mike's went down. Hers and Mike's went down. And there was like 5 channels we took down, and Mike's main channel was one of them.
I know, and the funny part about that for me is that they knew all this shit about editing, but they knew nothing about how YouTube worked.
What was really funny as hell is the fact that Mike, when he opened a new channel, did a video, you know, screaming and yelling about us taking their channels down. and threatening ours. And then another funny one was Wiz Liz screaming at the camera, spitting on the camera, because I remember poor Linda Lee, we had taken her channel down temporarily, obviously, but we had taken that down with a flag. And Wiz was just spitting and screaming, and he was just so funny. I don't know why, but he just made us laugh, and we actually did a video laughing at him. And then we couldn't stop laughing, and had to stop the video because we were laughing too hard.
You have to wonder whatever happened to him.
That was me, you, and Jen that did that.
I know, but I mean, really, whatever happened to him?
You know what? I don't know. Was it you that told me that he just didn't like the new YouTube and he left or something?
Honey, I don't know. He just up and left like a fart in the wind.
It was probably you know what? Maybe it was Sweet Old Man who did a video saying that Wiz didn't like the new Google thing and he left.
Well, I know that Wiz was upset about the new Google thing. He was the only person that actually left and kept his word about doing it because the new YouTube sucked. He did the same thing with eBay. I think actually, I'm going to say his first name, Dave, was actually being a man at that point and actually meant what he was saying.
He could still be watching, but I don't think he's ever going to participate again.
No, he went through too much hell. Just like all of us. He went through a lot of hell.
Yeah.
He did. He went through hell. And I participated. Not at the level that actually got him into trouble, but I participated.
Back at the original eBay boycott, which I didn't even know you guys then. I kind of came in the middle of it. But to think that you guys were all on one page, you all came here to boycott eBay, and then you all got in a fight, and then you all had separate teams.
Well, actually, you know what? I have to give my props. I know, but I have to give my props to the Wiz for that. Because when I first got here, it was me and Mike that were doing that. Mike couldn't handle it. He turned into a little boy overnight, and he just got upset and started stomping his feet, telling Tracy to make videos and be nasty. The Wiz actually took me on as a man. He did. We fought back and forth as men. He was a warrior back then.
And didn't Cameo come out and say Mike's mother died or something?
Yeah, there was all kinds of garbage that went on back then.
That was weird. I mean, what the hell? I don't even know.
And that's about the same time that Robbie came up with 2 Pricks in 1 Cup, which I think was the best video he ever made. And he told me and the Wiz that we need to stop the bullshit. But yet Robbie was always in the middle of the bullshit, which made me believe he liked it.
Yeah.
He just liked it. That's why he was here. He liked it. He was always in conference calls with the people that were fighting. He was never in conference calls with people that were at peace. Only the people that were fighting.
And either that or he would go and get somebody that was finally at peace and try to get him stirred up again.
Now, this is going to pause for a sec because I got to get a beer, but I'll be right back. So,
okay.
If you want to, you can tell the audience here, all 5 of them, and be honest, Shay, because I'm going to be right back, but you be honest on how you really met me. I'll be right back.
Well, that's easy. How Torp and I really met. It's funny because for a while I kept hearing the name Torp and didn't know exactly who he was. Nobody would really direct me to his channel. I think Cameo was kind of hiding him. I don't know. But when I finally found out who he was, I tried to send him a message. He had friend block on. I did a video to him, which Cameo took as me hating on him. Actually, Torp thought I was hating on him. It was crazy. Robbie convinced me to put it on his channel, and then Torp put it on his. It was just a crazy situation. But the way we finally met was Linda Lee and I were friends, and I really, really wanted to talk to Torp about all the stuff that was going on. And she had his number, and she did a 3-way call between her, Torp, and I. And we all 3 talked. Eventually, she left the call, and Torp and I stayed on the call And believe it or not, it went from there. I mean, from that day on, it's like we connected. From that day, we connected when we finally got to talk to each other live, and not through a video that could be misinterpreted, not through a PM that could be misinterpreted, but we talked on the phone, one-on-one, and we connected.
Now
That day that we connected, it made the whole goddamn world mad.
Yes, it did. I am back. I completely either didn't know or forgot about that part with this. That's cool. I did not know that.
That was the very first time you and I ever talked. And when Linda Lee left the call, because Linda Lee in no way liked you, she just did that three-way so that she could basically question you and so that I could hear your voice. In reality, I wasn't even supposed to talk. You were just knowing I was there. But we started to talk. She left the call, and the connection was made. That was it. I mean, from that day on, everybody was pissed.
I know who was pissed off the most was Mr. Wiz Lives. He was the most pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were friends with him.
That's right. And I tried to build a bridge. I decided I was going to try to build a bridge. And
the bridge. I remember that because that's what Linda Lee was trying to talk about. If the Wiz Lives could not have his friends, and he wasn't going to let anybody be friends with anybody unless they were just his friends.
Oh, believe it or not, I got one call after another from Linda Lee, from Wiz, and they all, I'm not going to tell you who you can be friends with, but...
I know, I remember those days.
All this crap. Hell, I even remember a 2-page email from Tracy all about Cameo and the crap she did.
Oh, yes. Oh, by the way.
This is the funny part. At the time that here's what people, I don't know if anyone remembers this. At the time Linda Lee put us on that call, I was in the outs with Cameo because of the drama she brought to my makeup channel. I had already blocked her. And this is another thing. And then you and I started doing private videos to each other for 2 weeks. We'd make private videos back and forth every day for 2 weeks.
I still have those.
Yeah, and I don't because my hard drive crashed on my old computer.
You think I should post those?
Huh?
Do you think I should post those?
I don't know. I'd like to see them first. I don't know how much personal information we talked about because they were private.
I could review them, but you never give away anything important. You just talk.
I would review them first.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I'll just post them up unlisted and send them over to you.
Yeah.
I'd love to see those again. I haven't looked at them in 2 years.
I know.
I haven't.
You're the one that you finally convinced me to give Cameo another chance.
Yeah.
And I did.
Well, actually, this sucks. I don't have the ones I made to you, I don't think. I just have the ones you made back to me.
You're just going to post mine?
Well, they're good. You can look at them and decide for yourself. I'll let you be the judge of that.
That was so long ago. I remember, though.
God, you know what, though? That essence, and I want to say this because I think we're running out of time. I don't want to push this thing past 40 minutes because this is an old camera. This is the only one that still does the blackouts, right? But I remember, Shay, when we did those private videos, even before the private videos, when you were in that room and you had your hair in colors, and the essence and the karma of those days will literally stick with me for the rest of my entire life, because YouTube no longer feels that way. Do you remember when we went through our first transition on YouTube 1.1 and they changed and we were all pissed off, and then we loved it, and then they changed it again and we were all pissed off, and then we loved it? Well, up until now it just flat out sucks, and it's permanently sucks now. But now it permanently sucks. They removed everything that was fun about YouTube, and it is officially over. YouTube squashed the vlogger. They really did. It's just squashed. It's over. There's no personalization. There's no feel. There's no buttons. There's no bells. There's nothing. It's dry. It's black and white. It's nothing. I miss the days when somebody could feature my video on their channel and vice versa, or do a video response and change the colors of it. It made you feel like you were at home. It made you feel like you were important. You wanted to troll. And what happened when you trolled? You watched ads. You watched advertisements. Because you would not accept anything less than inspecting and trolling every part of that person's channel, which was full of links, colors, featured videos, video lists. Oh my God, it was epic, and you could feel. God, it was epic.
Feature each other's videos anymore.
I know, so it's a lost cause. YouTube did die, and I really sometimes wonder if we just got kind of lucky because we won, but we won at the same time that YouTube failed everybody.
Exactly.
You have to be a little bit honest here. Did we win, or was our timing so imperfect because YouTube now sucks so bad that people kind of lost their zest for it? It's no longer fun.
No, we won. We won officially about 2 months before YouTube made the change.
I do remember something about that. Yeah, you're right. I do remember some. I guess the nail in the coffin is after we won, YouTube failed.
Right.
So there was no point in fighting back.
Well, hey, everybody had 2 months to fight back, and they just kind of, well,
Right.
You know what? All I can say is this. They're all Tracy and Mike. We wore them down, too. You were not beatable. We're not beatable because no matter what they dish out, we come back harder, and that's just the way it is.
Right, exactly.
And you know what? Just as a warning, that's the same thing that'll happen now.
Oh, that's why we're still here.
Exactly.
Part of
it again. We're here. And
part of it. Hey,
go ahead. We'll come back harder. We always did. We always will.
Part of it for me is fun to still be here and catch the one video a week that's about drama. The other part of it, Shay, the other part of it for me is protecting what is close to me.
Well, of course.
You and I will never ever be able to leave YouTube for as long as we live. Always making sure that one particular video never shows up, but if it does, we bring it down.
That's right.
And we will never leave YouTube as long as we live.
We're not talking about flagging either. We're talking about bringing it down our way.
I like the way you put that, because if we bring it down our way, they will have wished it was flagged.
Exactly. They would have rather just fucking flag me and just put me out of my misery.
You got that right. Exactly. So I would say that we've had a successful run. I'm going to cut this off because I think somebody's calling in. And
okay. Well, we have a lot of comedies coming up that we're talking about. I think we should really do one because we were very good at comedy as well.
We're going to change YouTube again. We're going to find a way to do this. With your help, I think I can.
I agree.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Congratulations on the win, Shay. It is now a peaceful.
Congratulations to you too.
Thank you. Now it's a peaceful YouTube, and we stand strong, and we won't put up with anything ever again.
Exactly. It doesn't matter where it comes from. We will hit back harder.
We'll hit back harder. But if nothing hits us, nothing happens.
That's right.
Nothing. It'll stay like it is right now, quiet and peaceful. But let's not forget, we are at the ready, always.
Always.
Because we were created by our environment.
Or we created the environment. Either way.
It's really hard to tell at this point, isn't it?
I know, right?
Shay? Shay.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
See you on the tubes, babe.
Okay, honey. Bye-bye.
TORP out.